team. Heroes we become.
Tabletop role-playing game crowdfunding news for the week. How y'all doing this morning? It's the 10th day of October 2024. It's about 8:30 in the morning. It is I, the OGGM, broadcasting live, well recorded, but still, from Site B. Shout out to all our friends and family over on the other side of the country in Florida who are withstanding the shenanigans of Mr. Milton. Hopefully we're all doing well. I've got an aunt and a cousin who are out there, plus our good friend Harmony. So fingers crossed. Normally today we do the crowdfunding projects that are coming to an end, but first I have to toast a shout out to a crowdfunding project that's just starting. And of course, it's Era Fiction from our good friend Ed of Shades of Vengeance Games. I'm a huge fan of Ed, and he is one of my regular people that I get to interview every couple of months about his stuff. Big fan of Era Kaiju and all the other stuff he's made. So shout out to Ed. Link down below if you want to support his next one. It's a 1980s, 1990s action hero role-playing game using the award-winning Era system. So shout out to Ed and Era Friction. Now that we've done that, let's check out the crowdfunding projects that are coming to an end. As always, I'll post links to the one that I think are worth your time. But don't listen to me. If I shout out something you think is cool, check out the links. They're always down below. You can always also find them by going directly to EN World, where I copy all these from, or just going directly to Kickstarter or crowdfunding or Backroulette or Itch.io and just doing a search. RPG products coming to an end. And it'll tell you. Hey, it's stuff for Pirate Borg. For Mirk Borg. Because remember, we've been pronouncing it wrong. It's Mirk. Not Mork, it's Mirk Borg. Mirk Borg, or Meow Borg, Pirate Borg, the most successful and best, from what I hear, of the games that have spun off of the Mirk Borg. I wonder if I say this all the time, I wonder if the creator of Mirk Borg had any idea how the system was going to be hacked and spawn so many other products, while the core system just sorts of faded away into the background. But these spin-offs are doing quite well, especially Cyborg and Pirate Borg. So who knows? Who knows? You know, that's a wall I would have liked to have been a fly on when he was sitting there designing Mirk Borg for the first time, whether he thought it would reach this level of, fan base, or who knows. Anyways, it's $90 for Pirate Borg Down Among the Dead. It's being sponsored by a good friend, Free Leagues. For the $90, you get the PDF and the print versions of both books, plus a starter set, plus a patch. See, people do listen to the OGGM, and additional stuff. So this is Mirk Borg set around the Dark Caribbean, the Golden Age of piracy. So it's taking Pirate Borg, which is already standard, and then hooking it to some slightly more historical piracy type stuff here in America and the oceans and stuff like that, the Golden Age of piracy, are you saying that, I don't know, I've never read Pirate Borg, but I would think that's already in there because, Pirate Borg would be based upon pirate mythology, which is based upon the Golden Age of piracy, and combine that with the classic, 1940s, 1950s, early 1960s action pirate films. And then, of course, Pirates of the Caribbean. We love pirates. We love pirates, right? Why do we love pirates so much? But we love pirates. The glory days of the Golden Age of piracy, where a man and women could just go out on the ocean and make their fortune by hook or by crook. So if you want to look for a new pirate-centric, built around the actual Golden Age of piracy, including, of course, the great Spanish Navy and Portugal and the other countries that fed into the Golden Age of piracy, and then the eventual end of the Golden Age of piracy. It's a fun read if you're ever interested in piracy. I've read books about the Golden Age of piracy. It is a fun read. It's an interesting chunk of history. Moving on from Hit Point Press and Crimson Herald and Samurai Rusk. I think I remember hearing about this. We have Sync for 5th edition. It's $60 shipping and handling. Gets you the PTF, the VTT, and print versions of the book and resources. Sync is another pirate-themed D20 type thingy. This one also features rules for tattoos and magical tattoos and tattoo-based role-playing game, including actual tattoos designed by tattoo artist Sam Rusk. 200 pages of classes, wizards, races, tattoo magic. If you want pirates and tattoos, because I guess pirates and tattoos go hand in hand. I mean, yeah, sort of, but not really, but sort of. Pirates did have tattoos because a lot of them, of course, were illiterate. So using their skin and putting the tattoos were ways to them to commit, remember things and commiserate things and show other people stuff they'd done. And, if you'd gotten caught, you would get branded and stuff like that. So, yeah, there is a deep connection of tattooing and piracy, but then tattooing as an art existed before piracy and existed long after piracy. So a role-playing game based upon tattoos and pirates. It's not something I would have thought I've heard in the same sentence, but okay, sure, why not? At least they consulted an actual tattoo artist. From Big Robot, we have Gold Teeth, the tabletop role-playing game of piracy and occult horror. Because, is it Pirate Month? No, September's Talk Like a Pirate Month. This is $50 shipping and handling, gets you the PDF and the print versions of the book, plus a map and a zine. This one is inspired by Forged in the Dark. It's 350 pages of piracy and pirate-themed adventuring using the Forged in the Dark, powered by the Apocalypse Blades in the Dark system. So more D20 pirate love. From Green Ronin Publishing, they have the Advanced Role-Playing Game Transport Union Edition. I talked about this recently for the Age system. It's $150, gets you plus shipping and handling for the PDF and print versions of the rulebook, companion, some of the books about the game, and plus some of the actual books written about the series. For $150, I better get something autographed signed by the characters. That's a lot of money for an Expanse role-playing game based thing. If you've ever wanted to see Traveler turned into a television show, The Expanse is great. The Expanse is just a great sci-fi show. There's some spookiness with aliens at the beginning and, nanotech and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's just fun space stuff. And there's the Belters, and I love the voice that they chose for the Belters. Kara G, who plays Drummer, who is my favorite character. The way she took the accent and the inflection and combined it with actual real world cultures to create the voice of the Belters. Wow. I mean, I love the show just for listening to her talk. And her character, Drummer, was my favorite character. We've got stuff for the Expanse. From Kobold Press, we have Enter the Labyrinth. I don't know what's going on with my voice today, guys. Sorry. This is a Tales of the Valiant 5e expansion and adventure path for $63. This is a campaign setting, I guess, with a whole bunch of different stuff about dimensional traveling, as well as just exploring one of the worlds of the Tales of the Valiant multiverse. So think Planescape plus exploring. Shout out to Dark Sun of all things. Weird thing for them to shout out, but at least people remember that Dark Sun was out there. As always, as you know, I'm a huge fan of Kobold Press Tales for the Valiant. Right now, I think it won the who's going to take over 5e Wars. If you want to continue to support 5th edition and play 2014 5th edition without dealing with Wizards of the Coast shenanigans, this would be the way to do it, because you can use the Tales of the Valiant core rules, Project Black Flag, to create stuff, and it will be protected, and you don't have to worry about Wizards of the Coast saying, oh no, you made a 5th edition game, so we own it. And then you, of course, can say, no, because I made it under Project Black Flag for Tales of the Valiant, so no, you don't. Sorry. But yeah, and 63 is pretty reasonable. From Mike Myler, we have Mist of Arcanum, 5e Eastern Fantasy Noir Steampunk Bonanza. As somebody who just released a game where I added on names because to make fun of the fact of adding on names, here's somebody who is actually adding on names to try and be serious. Or maybe he's being silly. I don't know. $85 gets you the PDF of all 5 books. It's a 5e plus adventure path covering the world of Solbrin Vignettes, and it's got some resources in there on monsters, cult classes, and the campaign. It's stuff on how to give your campaign a little vaguely Eastern fantasy. So I guess they're saying Eastern. I don't know what that means. Eastern being the Middle East. Eastern being Asia. Eastern being anything east of where Mike Miller was when he wrote this. Sun rises in the east. But it's Eastern fantasy, noir, steampunk campaign setting. Yeah, steampunk and noir. That's the second time we've seen noir. I'm pronouncing it wrong. Noir and steampunk used to describe something. So I guess steampunk isn't steampunky enough anymore. We have to add noir. Noir being, the 1950s, 1960s pulp detective stuff, like Maltese Falcon would be film noir. So combining the steampunky, alternate Victorian England idea where steam technology replaced coal-based technology, and then somehow expanded beyond the levels of the technology at the time to include blimps and robots and goggles and top hats. So you combine that with Maltese Falcon, Sam Spade, black and white, early Los Angeles, early New York, crime, and combine that with Eastern philosophies. I don't know. From Patrick E. Pullen, we have Dark World, Legends of Lorana 4, Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. It's $5 gets you the PDF of the adventures. $10 gets you the PDF of the book. You win right there for being the cheapest, Pat. This is a fantasy anthology nodule written by Patrick E. Pullen and Gene Raid and Richard Lee Bays and Richard Knack. And so it's all about a world that these guys created together where the western half is always in daylight and the eastern half is always in darkness because the gods stopped the planet rotation, which is science. Well, I mean, it could happen with gods involved, but yeah, pretty much the entire population of one half would be dead after a while because, it's not getting any light. So the side in the dark was constantly warring with the side in the light for, basic necessities. And then there's a murder mystery and a city exploration. So you get to explore this world that has stopped rotating because I guess the gods said so. Physics be damned, we're gods. And you've got one side that's always at night, one side that's always at day. Obviously, the night side are the quote-unquote bad guys because they're constantly moving into the light side to get stuff they need to survive in the dark side, like food, water, livestock, plants, all the things that that would cease to exist if we were one side of the world was constantly in darkness for longer than like a month. Bees. And finally, from EN Publishing, we got Split the Horde, their competitive card game. $15 shipping and handling. It's a PDF and the print versions of the card game. Why would I want a PDF of the card game? Because I still would have to print them out and then turn them into actual cards that I could use, which means I'd be spending as much money as I would have spent to just buying the box. So at what point do I just like, fuck it, I'm just going to buy the box if I want to play this game. At least with this, you get both. It's a dungeon crawl cooperative, 2 to 5 players card game about treasure and fighting and pitting each other against each other and just fun, goofy things. Great party game, great game to play before you actually start the game because, you know, Steve is late and Bonnie's on the phone or whatever. But anyways, yeah. And we got to shout them out because it's EN Publishing and I get all my links from them. So thank you, EN Publishing, for allowing me to borrow your links every week. Meh. Nah. I mean, the only $63 is a little pricey, but being the only thing that I would recommend to continuing to support classic 2014 5e is Tales from the Valiant Project Black Flag. I got to give a shout out to this. This just because it's the Expanse, and I think the Expanse is cool. Pirates. More pirates, pirates and tattoos, and even more pirates. Not sure why pirates, since Pirate Month is September, but maybe these Kickstarters all started around September because they wanted to key them in with September 15th, Talk Like a Pirate Day, and they just happen to be ending today, October 10th, which is not a month, but whatever. I don't know how Kickstart works. Nobody knows how Kickstart works. Kickstart is magic. It's run by pixies. Nobody knows how Kickstarter works. It's just spooky. But anyways, pirates. So pirates are cool. Anyways, links as always down below. If you appreciate this content, let me know. If you don't appreciate this content, let me know. Thanks as always to everybody for making these links available. We wish each and every Kickstarter out there all the luck in the world. We want all of them to succeed. Except for the really stupid ones like Alice is missing. But other than that, we want all of them to succeed. So there you go. Check them out. Links down below. Don't know what's going on with my voice today. I apologize. I'll see you later.
News from the table in the rolling waves. Dice in our hand. We're the dungeon's brave. Adventures tonight with our mighty team. Heroes